Do you need some motivation in your life? How about a little bit of inspiration to get you there? Are you chasing dreams, goals, and aspirations to finally achieve greatness in everything that you do? If so, it is time for you, my friend, to wake up wild. You are looking live inside the studios, the temporary, this is the permanent, I guess.
Permanent.
The permanent studios of Elite Realty Group for episode number 59.
Always sure about it. We all know.
Number 59 of Wake Up Wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
Good Monday morning to you guys. We are loud, proud, and in charge here today. I tried to think of something to go with loud and proud there, and I couldn't get it. But we're ready for you guys today, man. It's time for us to wake up wild. We've got an action-packed show for you today. I'm going to go ahead and put this out, okay? Probably the information that we give today on this show, okay, which is our topic, staying motivated for the long haul, okay? This is probably some of the best information we've ever laid down on any show that we've ever given. This is like real stuff here today. I really feel like we're getting ready to get into a good one today that's really going to help a lot of people.
Feel the sneeze coming on.
You might have to do it. You may have to do it. But that's what we're going to be going at today, is giving you some information about how we can stay motivated for the long haul. We need your help today to grow this crowd. We want to help and touch as many people today. Look, we're in East Tennessee. It's a rainy morning. It's dreary outside. And it's Monday. It's early. All that stuff's against us right now.
I don't know if you saw the weather for tomorrow.
Yes, I have.
Like 67.
I have. I already got plans. I already been making plans.
I think it's going to rain.
I know exactly what I'm going to do. But anyways, today, though, is what we're dealing with, okay? Today, we're dealing with today. Rainy, dreary, but we've got things we got to get done, right? It's Monday. We're tired. We've come off the weekend. We're going to get you up this morning. We're going to get you going. Not only are we going to get you going today, we're going to talk with you about how we can keep this motivation, these habits, this inspiration, this greatness that we're chasing. We're going to talk to you today about how you can sustain that for the long haul, okay? When you come on the show today, good morning is appropriate. We want you to shout us out. We want you to say good morning.
Sure would be nice if you'd say good morning.
Yeah, it would be really good. That's the appropriate thing to do. When you come into somebody's house, you want to talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You just don't come in and sit down and don't say nothing. You walk through the front door, you say, hey, y'all doing?
It'd be real weird if you didn't say that.
Yeah, so let's just say, how y'all doing this morning?
We'd meet you and be like a weirdo.
Let's do that. Let's do that today. So we need your comments this morning, okay? We want you to talk with us. We want you to tell us some things. Those of you that are out there that's got this thing moving, you got it going in the right direction. What's some things that you're doing to keep that motivation up? What have you done to get up today and be motivated, like, I'm going to go today and rock it? I'm going to make today the best Monday in the history of my life. What have you done? What do you do? Throw out some tips and tricks, man, because we're not know-all. We know a whole lot of stuff. We don't know it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we're going to talk to you today about how to sustain that, how to keep it up. But we want to hear from you guys today. So comment on the video. Let us know that you are here. That would help us out, because Facebook likes it when you get a lot of comments. They think, hey, they're talking about something good.
Interaction.
Let's show this video to the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it out to the world. So in addition to commenting on the video, there's three big things we need you to do. We ain't wasting no time today.
We ain't wasting no time.
We're getting right to it. Three big things you need to do. Help us out today. Talk to the people.
So we want you to do the three big things that we always ask you to do. Number one, like the video. Two, share the video. Three, invite somebody to come watch the video with you. So like, share, invite. You help us get the word spread out all across the whole entire country, coast, and everything in between. Right. So we appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. We'll see you Wednesday.
We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm with
you. Wrapped it up quick like that, buddy.
I got you. But this is, I think really what we're talking about today. I thought about this morning when I found this, what we was going to talk about, okay? Found this show about 5:15 this morning, all right, is when I decided this right here is what we're going to talk about today. But when I looked at it, and I really started thinking about it, okay, like I put a little thought into this. And when you talk about staying motivated for the long haul, okay, we want to stay with this man for a while. Whatever it is that we're doing, we'd really like to stay motivated for long term.
I mean, that's
the
goal.
But I think about, my thoughts went to this, okay? And we talk about all the time about getting motivated, okay? Like, start it, go, you got to do something. We talk about that all the time. But I really think about, I'm going to sit this down, I really think about in the grand scheme of things and the process of it all.
Yeah.
I think especially in talking about motivation, I think starting it's probably the easiest part.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Starting is the easiest because you can watch it from one day to the next, man. You feel like, man, I've started.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be able to keep it.
You look at it and you say,
be able to maintain.
A lot of times we get motivated because we're starting a new job. We're starting a new journey in our life. We're trying to become a better person. We're wanting to achieve something, that's really important to us. And so because we're starting it and we've like had a change in mindset, we get excited about it. You know what I'm saying? So there's like excitement there. It builds for us. But I think that, and my thoughts are this: we talk about that so much.
We do.
Getting started.
We do.
But really, that's the easiest part. I really think that's the easiest part because you're starting something new, and it's a change for you. And you, at the moment in time when you start it, you start with the intentions of to totally see this thing through and finish it.
Oh, yeah.
And probably whatever you're doing, new job, a new journey in your life, a new person you're trying to become, you kind of, when you start that out, you see the end result.
Yeah.
You think that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
And you get excited, man, and you're all pumped up and you're all these things. But it's sustaining that over a period of time because here's what we say. We've said this on our Friday show many times, just talking life. Life will smack you in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, you will get smacked in the mouth on your journey to greatness. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Okay? When you're trying to do something, keeping that motivation up. You get up on a Monday morning, it's raining outside, the kids won't get ready for school, nobody will get going, you get started off on the wrong track, and before you know it, you don't have no motivation to do nothing yourself.
So I'm going to say, a lot of times this happens, you do something, again, it's just, and not because we're insinuating anything like, oh yeah, you're watching our shows and getting motivated, which some of you are, no doubt. But I'm saying Mondays is, again, we've talked about this, it's just a common thing for everybody starts everything on a Monday. We're going to wait. We're going to start at Monday.
I started something today.
Right. So a lot of people, he's fat. He started fat this morning.
Yeah,
a lot of people, are starting to get motivated today. They're watching other videos. They've got whatever kind of plans that today is going to start today.
True.
Now they've got really high intentions of doing every bit of that.
Sure.
So many are going to forget everything by lunchtime today.
I'm with you on this.
So you got to get it. You got to keep it. Keep it tonight. Keep it to where it's still there in the morning.
True story.
That's what we're going to talk about today. How do you keep it?
How do you stay motivated for the long haul? Okay, getting started. Again, a lot of times you say,
easy.
But we say, man, it's hard to get started.
But it ain't.
But honestly, if you can get started, the hardest part's going to come to keep that up, keep that intensity up, keep that drive up, keep that determination up, keep the motivation up that keeps you moving in the right forward. Now, what will eventually happen is what I believe happens to all people who achieve greatness and see something through. They like sustain it, okay? Especially when you're talking about personal growth, you're talking about new job, it becomes a habit. And we form a good habit that helps us stay motivated to do things. So here's what we're going to give you today. 3 ways that you can stay motivated for the long haul. Okay, we're not talking about short term. You might have a short term goal, but at the end of the day, if we're chasing greatness, greatness is a moving target. It's something that we're going after constantly and consistently in our life. We're going to have to stay motivated for the long haul to make this thing happen and see this thing through. Who we need to shout out, man, before we get rolling today? How to stay motivated for the long haul. This will be good information for anybody who wants to take it today. This will be good for you.
I'm showing 16 people watching, but I ain't showing the first comment.
You
know that's me.
Yes,
you got any comments on our code?
That's right. So here we go. Let's roll with it, okay? Let's go with it. We ain't got no time to waste, man. We're going somewhere today.
Those of you comment now, we'll go back here. We're going to
just refresh. You got a refresh problem or something. So here's where we're going, all right? How to stay motivated for the long haul. Here's number 1, all right? First tip of the day, you need to hear this one right here out, okay? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, again, whether it's to be a better person, whether it's to get a new job, all of these things, you've got to engage, okay, in something that's meaningful to you, okay? You ain't got to worry about everybody else here. We're talking about ourselves today. How can I stay motivated for the long haul? There may be things that are out there that are meaningful to me that some of you guys, you're like, that don't even move my needle a bit. That don't do a blessed thing. I've said that many times. That don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? But to you, it may do something. So the first thing we've got to do is if we want to stay motivated to push and to go and to make sure when on Mondays we don't feel like going and doing and being what we need to be, if we're engaged in something meaningful to ourselves. Now I'm going to open up a whole can of worms here because I'm going to tell everybody to quit their job right now. Okay, now listen to this. But this is a true story, all right? If you think that your job's ever going to get better and it's not meaningful to you, I'm going to paint you a picture today. You are exactly right. Your job ain't never going to get better.
That's right.
If your life ain't meaningful to you, if your family ain't meaningful to you, now I'm not telling you to kick your family out, okay? I'm not going down that road today.
Right.
But what I'm looking at and saying is you've got to engage in something that's meaningful to you. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Engage in something meaningful to you. There are people out there right now. This is my point with the job. There are people out there right now going to a job, getting up every day of their life, going to a job that they 100% hate.
Hate it.
Change it.
Yeah.
Change your job.
Nothing to hold you there, man.
Change your job. If it's not meaningful to you, there's never going to be no motivation. You come home, you're hateful as an old dog, okay? You're mean as the wicked witch of the West. All of those things happen, and it's because we're not engaged in anything meaningful. Yeah. Don't be afraid to try. Let me tell you, never could do nothing.
Right.
I can't change my job. Why can't you change your job?
Yeah.
Put your resume out there. Go talk to people. Go speak to people and see what happens. See if you can find something meaningful. Sit down to yourself today and write down the top 5 things that you would like to see accomplished in your life for the rest of this year. See if a new job is part of that. And I'm just using job, but I could go with weight loss. I could go with being a better dad. I could go with being a better person in my community, in my spiritual realm, in my church, and wherever that it is. You've got to engage in something that's meaningful, because if it don't mean nothing to you, if it means absolutely nothing to you, there's nothing to hold you there. There's nothing to be motivated for.
Right.
I'll give you a quick example, okay? We used to play softball. I mean, we may even have some of our softball buddies here watch us here from time to time. But believe it or not, we used to play softball, okay? We used to play basketball. We used to play all those things. And so, just for promotional purposes only, like our real estate company, we sponsored the team, you know? So here we were, we'd sponsor the team. We'd buy shirts, put Elite Realty Group on them. Everybody get a number. We'd buy, the softballs, all that stuff that we had to have. But there was no commitment. There was no buy-in from anybody else. We paid for everything.
Right.
The balls were there. All they had to do was show up with their glove and their cleats on. Their shirt was there.
That's right.
We done it all. But we found out really quick that there was nothing that was meaningful to anybody else. Right. It was meaningful to us because we'd paying the bill for it. Like, I better go play the game because I paid to play this game.
Yeah.
So we showed up one day and we had 5 people. We needed 11.
Yeah.
Okay, to play. I was like, I can't believe, man,
nobody's
here. And so a guy that, again, had a little bit more experience in this than me, he played softball in the rec league division a little longer than I had, and he said, man, I'm going to tell you right now, that's why we make people pay. He's like, I know y'all paid for everything. He's like, but that's why we make them pay to play.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get it.
Got a little skin in the game now.
Yeah, I don't get it. And that's what he said. He said, because they got some skin in the game. It might only be $20.
Right.
But because they've got some skin, now it's a little more meaningful to me. I put my $20 in.
Yeah.
My point of the matter is, engage in something that's meaningful to you. It's got to, at the end of the day, mean something to you. It's got to be, you got to feel a passion about it. And if things that are happening in your life right now, if you're not engaged in that, if it's not meaningful to you, look, if it don't mean something to me to be a better father to my children and to be a better husband to my wife, there's a really good chance I will never be that.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, no doubt.
Are you reading comments or listening to anything?
I've finally got some comments.
I'm really putting it out there right now, and I ain't even got your attention.
Yeah.
I hope that I got their attention.
I like it.
You got to engage in something meaningful to you, man. It's got to be, you got to have a passion about it. You have to have that passion.
But now this is what people say all the time. Well, it's always going to be a job. I ain't never going to love it. Going back to the job thing, I ain't never going to love my job. Well, you ain't never had the right job then.
True story.
You
True
never
story.
had the right
I
job.
believe that, man.
Yeah.
I believe that, and you can look at it and say, well, it's easy for you to sit back and say it. It sure is. I just said it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's easy for you to sit back and say that. So you got to look at those things. My point of the matter is, we've talked about this before, purpose is big in your life. What's our purpose today, okay? Our purpose needs to be something that's meaningful to us. And then when we know that, we've got to engage in it. We've got to try. We've got to push. We've got to strive. Listen, it ain't always going to be hunky-dory and everything going okay. But if it's meaningful to us, okay, I think a lot of people out there right now could identify things in their life. Let's just throw it all out the window right now. It might not be your job, but I guarantee you there's every one of us out there right now, you can guarantee that there's something that's meaningful in your life and you can identify it.
Yeah.
The thing that I will tell you that keeps you engaged in that is because it's meaningful to you. My family's meaningful to me. You know what I'm saying? My world could be falling apart. Like I could hate everybody. I love my family. It's meaningful to me. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a line there that we've got to identify. We can't live a life that we think somebody else expects us to live. Okay?
And too many people are doing that.
We're trying to do that, man. And then we look at it and say, well, I don't feel like doing nothing today. Well, no wonder you don't. There's nothing meaningful to you.
Right.
Find what's meaningful to you. Find your purpose. Find your passion. And then, man, feed that need. When you find it, go for it. It might not pay you as much as you make right now. But let me tell you what is the price of happiness? Yeah, what is the price of feeling contentment in your life? What is the price of feeling, man, I'm in a good place? Can you put a dollar figure on that? I don't think you can. No. But a lot of times we'll let $2 an hour say, I can't switch jobs. Right. It pays me $2 less an hour. Right. Well, I mean, think of those things. And I understand what I'm saying is people's going to fight back on this, what I'm saying, because $2 is $2. Absolutely, it's $2. Don't go out and be stupid and not be able to pay your bills and all that stuff. But I'm saying if you will work and you will try, you can be anything in the world you want to be.
Yeah.
And so once it becomes meaningful to us, it changes everything. And once we find what's meaningful, now we got to engage in it, okay? There's things out there right now, I guarantee you, that we're not engaged in, that we could say that would really mean something if I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would mean something to me. So engage. Here's what we're talking about today. Staying motivated for the long haul. We ain't talking about getting up this morning and walking you 3 miles and feel like you done something and then lay in the bed tomorrow morning and eat a bag of Cheetos and think everything's going to be okay. It's not.
Right.
We've got to be motivated for the long haul to stay in this game for the process and the duration to see it through what we are. That's what we're giving you tips today. First one is you got to engage in something meaningful to you. You got any comments you talk to him?
Well, I'm seeing very few, but I'm going to give what I got. Randy Rice says, good morning.
Good morning, Randy.
Jennifer Sylvia says, it takes a while for goals. If it takes a while for goals, it's easy to lose track of what your end goal was.
Massive.
She says she does everything starting on Mondays, too. Charlie Groom says, well, I'm watching your program this morning. Good morning. Norma Jean says, good morning. John Stalling says, I like to keep a journal. I look back on Monday and see if I'm moving forward.
Hang on, because I'm going to throw all over that here in a minute. Yeah. It's good. It's good. I like
it. Jennifer says, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and it's easy to lose yourself. I need to make time to follow and make my goals as well as pushing my kids to do so.
I'm 100% in.
Norma Jean says she loves her job, and Jennifer agrees with us.
I'm 100% in on this right here. I'm 100%. So number one is engage in something that's meaningful to you. All right, it's got to mean something to you guys. It does. Give them number two, man.
Okay. Number two is you have to, and this is one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm this kind of guy. But you need to celebrate your wins. Now, again, not talking about that you got to throw a big party at the end of every day. But this is something, just like John said, about keeping a journal and looking back on Monday. I personally would prefer to look back each and every day. That way, at the end of the day, I've got something that here's what I needed to get done today. This is what needed to be accomplished. At the end of the day, I can look back. Am I going to win every goal that I wanted to do that day? There's a good chance that answer is going to be no.
Right.
But don't. A lot of times what we're going to do is we're going to look back at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Or like John said, on Mondays you're going to look back and you're going to beat yourself up because there was things that I could have done, I should have done, but I didn't do for whatever reason. Don't beat yourself up over. What I'm saying is you need to look at the ones and say, hey, I done this, I done this, I done this. Because when you can look back and feel, again, whether that's daily, weekly, monthly, and me personally, I think you need to do that on every single one, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. You need to do that, but you need to be able to look back and say, hey, at least I got this done.
Sure.
And celebrate those little victories because it's like everything else, man. When you start believing in yourself, when you start building up some momentum,
now we're getting somewhere.
Once the snowball starts rolling, a lot of times it just starts pulling everything else in with it. So look back, celebrate those little things. It's okay. Now, again, not saying you have to have something big and elaborate, but just do something to acknowledge that, hey, I'm at least making progress. I'm going in the direction that I want to go in. That's huge. Again, for yourself. It's huge for yourself.
You know how many times, though, that we often fail to recognize our accomplishments?
So many times. That's what I'm saying. We're so easy to pick out what we didn't do.
What we didn't
do. But we never acknowledge the good parts.
We never acknowledge the good things that we do in our life. There's something good in every day. Every day of our life, there's something good that happens every day in our lives. When you find something that's meaningful to you, you begin to engage in that as we're talking to you. Now what we get to do is this the fun part, y'all. This is like the part that we really are to really be excited about, because now we get to celebrate, okay? We get to celebrate the wins that we've done. Listen, when we say the wins, okay, I could give a great analogy here, and I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it because we're in, we're sports fans. So here we are. Yesterday, the NFC, AFC championship football games played. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that I looked at it yesterday, and when Tampa Bay was playing Green Bay, then like their record was 13-5. Okay, Tampa Bay's record was. So that means there was 13 times during this football season they got a win.
Right.
Now you can guarantee when they won those games, okay, they celebrated that.
I bet they
because they was work every single day of the week leading up to the game on Sunday afternoon or Saturday, whenever it was. Sunday afternoons, most NFL games. They was work that they put into that, and then when they won the game on Sunday, they celebrated their win on the 5 losses. On the 5 losses. I bet when they had those 5 losses, they reviewed what they done wrong so they could correct it and make it right. So now the next time that I go out and do this, I can win, and then guess what we get to do? We get to celebrate.
That's right.
They celebrated the wins all along. Okay, now here we are. Now we're getting ready to play for the big game. Yeah. Super Bowl Sunday is coming up. Okay? They didn't wait till the Super Bowl to celebrate. I guarantee you they didn't wait till the Super Bowl to celebrate. Now they're really going to celebrate big when they win the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we got to look at. We, most of the time in our lives, we think we got to wait to the end. Like I'm going to lose 50 pounds. We look at it and say, well, I got to wait till I lose the 50 pounds before I can celebrate my win. That's absolutely, positively 100% false. Celebrate 1 pound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that feels good. I get, to celebrate. I get to say, hey, everybody, I'm doing good. And it motivates me internally. It motivates me, myself. Look at it. The world around you, you could be around the most motivational people in the whole world. You could put Tony Robbins in your ear, let him talk to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But at the end of the day, if you ain't motivated yourself and you don't celebrate what you get done, and you do, it ain't going to matter. It ain't going to matter.
Yeah, listen, again, the way I look at it, this is just the world we live in. We're going to have so much, and everybody knows this right now. You got so much negativity and hate all the time that you're having to deal with. You need to acknowledge for yourself accomplishments, good things. You need to do that for you, because again, it's so easy with everything in the world that's happening, all the negativity, all the bad stuff that surrounds us. It's so easy to get sucked into that. And we can't see no good. There's no good nowhere, because our mind is so focused and consumed on all the bad stuff that we have to. That's what I'm saying. I think that's something you have to look at daily, is that, hey, because it's easy. Sometimes a week you can be gone. You're gone, man.
Oh,
if you, I'm saying some people that's
there's no doubt.
And when you go down that road, it's so hard sometimes to come back out.
It really is. That's why, again, I think the things that, again, John alluded to, what you're talking about, celebrating these wins, it is hard. It's hard. But let me tell you something, life's hard, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, life's hard. It's not always, like I said earlier, it's not always going to be we're on top of the mountain feeling good, everything going good. We have no problems in our life. We don't have setbacks. We got to deal with those things. But what you got to look at is when you put this whole thing together, when you really start putting the puzzles, the pieces to the puzzle where they need to go, you engage in something meaningful for you. Jennifer said she's a stay-at-home mom. That's meaningful. There's no doubt that's meaningful, okay? When your kids get up wilder than a buck and they won't do nothing for you, you still got to be their mom. And and I guarantee you she does those things because it's meaningful to her, okay? Those things are important to us. And the things that you look at and say, once we begin to put all these pieces where they got to go, then we see a change. So many times in our life, we only want to put one piece here, but leave the rest of the puzzle out and think everything's going to be good. It's not always going to work that way, okay? It's not always going to be. We need to begin putting the pieces where they need to go. And that's when we can really see some change. That's when we can really see some stuff happening. Here's what we're talking about today. Episode number 59 of Wake Up Wild, presented by your friends at
Elite Realty Group.
We're talking about how to stay motivated for the long haul. Okay, when we get in the game, we jump in the game, how can we stay motivated for the long haul to feel as good on day 100, good on day 1000 as we did the first day when we knew the dreams and goals and aspirations that we were setting out to chase and to be? How can we stay motivated for that long haul? Here's tip number 3. Okay, we've went through the first 2. Here's the last one. And this is another good one. This is good stuff. All right, we need to find for ourselves and identify our rewards. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's take ourselves way back in time here, okay? Let's go way back. This may not have been this way for everybody, but it was this way for me, and it's this way for a lot of people, so I'm going to identify with it. We will make a disclaimer. Not everything we say will be relevant to every person that we're talking to.
Applicable.
Okay? Here we go.
How you like it?
I like that. But I can remember when I was little, okay? And I'm going to tell a good story on YouTube, okay? Well, because it just popped
that's
in
good,
my
because I don't remember
Yeah, we like really good stories. So story time is good. Y'all like to hear stories about when we was little. But anyway, I remember when we was little, okay? Like, we would get a reward for doing something. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people called it an allowance.
Yeah.
We would get an allowance for doing chores around the house, kind of helping out. But what at the end of the day it was just a reward. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was probably a reward that was put in place for us to have a little bit of motivation to go do it, to get it done. Okay? A lot of us experience those things. Maybe you still do that with your children today, your grandchildren, whatever. Maybe you still do those kind of things today. My point is, you throw a little carrot out there, you dangle a little carrot out in front of them to give them internal motivation to move themselves forward. We're conditioned that way, okay? We're conditioned that way from a very small age. Why would we change that when we get older? Okay?
Why would you?
Reward yourself. Do not be afraid to reward yourself for the good that you have done. Okay? Dangle a carrot out there in front of yourself and reward yourself. So when we was little, that's what our parents would do. They would dangle a carrot out there. If we did it, we got the carrot. If we didn't do it, we didn't get it. Okay? So all of ours, I can remember these times. Here's the story time coming. I can remember, like, you know, we had to cut the grass. And so we would get a little reward, a little allowance, whatever you say, if we cut the grass. So I was always the push mower man because I was older than you, and we had some heels and things like that.
So give a little kid a weed eater and let him sit on the side of a hill.
So here's the thing, okay? So Dave was the weed eater man, okay? And if he weed eated, if he was the weed eater guy and he got all his weed eating done, get a little allowance, okay? I would say that it's safe to say, from the time that you got big enough to do the weed eating, okay? Now, I mean, we had a little one for you, okay? We had a little one. You was 4 years old. Had a little electric cord. It wasn't even a big gas one. It was a little electric one, you know. But I guarantee you, from the time you was 4 to the time you finally moved out of the house and quit your weed eating duties there, I bet you we bought 3,000 weed eaters.
Yes.
Because every weed eater we got, Dave would tear it up.
Hey.
And so, about after the first 3 or 4, now again, there was motivation for him to be there to get the carrot, but it wasn't enough motivation for him to finish the job because we'd have a brand new weed eater. I'd be over here pushing grass.
Because eventually the push mower went to a riding mower.
That's what I'm saying. So you
changed
it up.
with the weed eater.
You changed it up. But my point of the matter is,
a riding weed eater.
The motivation wasn't big enough for you. That's my point of it. You tore every weed eater up.
That's right.
You keep you $3. I ain't doing this. I'm tearing a weed eater.
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
My point of the matter is saying that is our reward needs to be something that's going to motivate us to keep us in the game.
Right.
To keep us going.
Find that reward.
To find those things. It's okay to do that. If it's okay for us to tell our kids, you clean your room, you can play Xbox for an hour, it gives you that freedom to do that. That motivates them kids to keep their room clean. Right. You get up every day and make your bed before you go to school, and you'll be able to get X amount or whatever that is. That's motivation that we're conditioned from small age to be able to do that. Don't change it when you get old now. Yeah. Now you're chasing bigger dreams. Now you got bigger aspirations. Now you're motivated and you got goals that are out of this world. Do not, forsake to reward yourself.
Right.
It's okay to do that.
You need to.
You need to do that.
You have to.
You have to do those things. So we look at it and say, make sure that you put all these pieces together, okay? If you're going to stay motivated for the long haul, it's not going to be one thing that you can probably do that's going to keep you motivated, because life is going to come at you from many different directions. Again, it's putting all the pieces in the puzzle to see the picture clearly so that we know what to do. Staying motivated is not easy, especially for the long haul. But whatever it is that you're chasing, whatever it is that you're aspiring to be, whatever the inspiration needed inside of you, it's okay to cheer yourself on. It's okay to reward yourself. It's okay to celebrate your wins. And most of all, find something that you can engage in that's very meaningful to you. At the end of the day, if it ain't meaningful to you, if it don't move your needle, it's not worth even doing, because you're not going to keep the motivation to see it through. But when you find that thing, when you find whatever that is, feed it with every ounce of energy and source that you have in you, and you will see that just because you found the purpose and you're engaging in something that's meaningful, it'll be a whole lot easier to stay motivated for the long haul, because now you're engaged in what you need to be engaged in. Who we need to shout out before we head out the door?
Well, again, I know I'm not seeing everybody, so don't get mad at me if I don't call you out. But Jennifer says you got to set small goals to lead up to big goals, so you can have them wins along the way. Norma Jean says celebrate small accomplishments. John Stalling says you got to write it down, and he says hold yourself accountable. Somebody depends on you. I love that.
Truth.
Jennifer said she's got to go do some adulting now, but she's glad she got to catch her show.
We're glad you got to catch it too.
So yeah, I'm glad that we come clean today on it. Was unfair that as a small child I was having to weed eat while you was riding a lawnmower.
I was not riding a lawnmower. I never rode a lawnmower when I was at home. Never rode a lawnmower. Not one time. What do you got, Cole?
Dave, your child says hello.
Hello. She's has probably just walked in the dentist, so I've missed her. But hello, Ariana. She's getting a feeling today.
You motivated, Ronnie.
Yeah.
That I told her last night. See, again, here's how kids are conditioned. Here's what motivation. So she was over here at my house last night. She got this tooth about ready to fall out. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I told her last night, let me pull that tooth. You know what she did? She priced it for $1,000.
Hey,
she said, hey, $1,000, you pull it out. I was like, no way. But what I'm saying is there was a carrot out there that's motivated enough to get it done.
That's right.
It was important to her, okay? Here's what we're going to tell you guys on the way out the door. First of all, we appreciate you being here. You likes, you shares, you invites, you comments, everything you do for us, we appreciate that. Hopefully, we're giving you back a little bit of information that's good for you, okay? We appreciate that. Hopefully, you appreciate a little bit of what we're giving to you. Our goal is to try to help somebody, okay? Somebody be motivated. We want to help you chase greatness. We want to help you achieve your dreams, goals, aspirations, all of those things. We want to be a little part of just saying, keep going, keep pushing. You can do it. You got it. That's what we're trying to be. That's the first thing that we want to tell you. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Last but not least, as we head out the door today, okay, when you start something, see it through, finish it out. Find what it is that moves you. Find what it is that's meaningful to you. Engage in it and see it through. And then and only then will you begin to see the changes in your life, in your job, in your family that you want to see. But you've got to see it through. If it's worth starting, it's worth finishing.
No
right?
doubt. No
doubt. We got to remember that. If it's worth starting, it's worth finishing. Go out today, make it the best Monday you've ever had in your life. Make this the best week you've ever had, and make this the best month that you've ever had in your life. If anybody can do it, you can do it. We will see you guys Wednesday on the Real Estate Show at 12 noon, Friday morning at 8 a.m. for Just Talking Life. Any of those, tune in. We appreciate what you do. Have a good Monday. We will see you on the flip side. Over and out. Do you need some motivation in your life? How about a little bit of inspiration to get you there? Are you chasing dreams, goals, and aspirations to finally achieve greatness in everything that you do? If so, it is time for you, my friend, to wake up wild.